you can do with one of these. Just having one around is, yeah, kind of good. Ordinarily I've stuck to, originally it was tractors with loader arms, which are fairly good, yeah, covering most tasks. We definitely shredded about 400 trees, more than 400 trees on all folds with one. And then I've also used telehandlers, which I think are a little bit more functional because they have the reach, they have the counterbalance weight to be able to lift something. And they've got four-wheel steering, which makes it very, very easy to stack bales neatly. Something you'll notice the hay bales are sorely lacking because they don't have a telehandler, so they got stacked kind of as best you can with two-wheel steer. But that was one thing I did figure out, was I can use this on the bale shredder, because that bale shredder has a folding gate on the back, so I can unfold the back of it and drop bales in at head height rather than at way over my head height. Okay, oh gee, little bit flighty. Could say, okay, we have one more bale, and then we're taking that off to the store, I guess. I do like, for round bales, I like the single spokes that we have. I think it's the same mod on all of them, but I've got one for skid steers, one for a front loader arm attach, and one for a 3-point link attach. So I can go out with the tractor and pick up 2 bales at a time, which is kind of nice. Okay, those bales are 11,000 litres of straw. So it really doesn't take much to top off the cow bedding. Down to 77. So slurry 900. We're all almost up to 1 million litres of slurry. That's a thing, and we're out of mineral feed. So, but 1 million litres of slurry is 20%. So 5 million litres potentially in there. The biggest problem is the rate we're producing manure and the storage capacity of our manure pit thing, whatever you call it, the where the manure goes. Okay, so that can come back over here. So I've started storing the skid steer over here rather than back end of the farm, because we tend to do more of our work at this end. Occasionally we're going to have to trek over and load tomatoes, but most of the time not so much. So we have 19 bales. Where's a good place? Grass silage. Grass silage. I'm going blind. There we go. It is good at the biogas for 140. Best price is 170. So it's very close to worst price. But unfortunately, we have £1,400 in the bank, and I'm sure the bank manager is going to be calling me tomorrow saying, "Hey, you're overdrawn. Do you have any plans to do anything about that?" So we will remedy that situation right away. As I said, I don't know how much all this is going to be worth. I think we'll jump in the... Oh, this tractor needs cleaned. And probably could do with a top-up in diesel, but it's not too desperate for that at the moment. We're not using this tractor very frequently, and both our big tractors have GPS, so it's kind of a yeah, we're a little bit flexible at the top end. This is the only one with the crop sensors, so when we come to spraying fields, this is the only tractor that's currently set up for it. And we also have narrow tyres on it, although they're chunky narrow tyres because they're not Trelleborg. So what else do I want? The 3-point mounted crop sensors cost, I think, about 23,000. So I can use this tractor for spraying for this year. Next year we may look at improving our farm capabilities without necessarily improving our farm capabilities. I may demount the crop sensors from this tractor, although it won't make any difference. We won't get money back for them, and if we ever want to put them back on, we can. I guess that's one aspect of Farming Simulator which doesn't match real life. We currently have 2 GPS units, one on this tractor, one on the John Deere. Now, I should, it would be nice to be able to take the GPS unit off this thing and put it on the harvester while we're harvesting, or to maybe take it off the John Deere, because that's carting for the harvester and you don't need GPS to run a cart. Okay. But you can't do that. You buy each piece of it, you buy each system for each vehicle that you own. So it would be nice to be able to take the crop sensors off this and put them on another tractor, maybe the Massey Ferguson, and go spreading or spraying in the Massey Ferguson instead, because it's capable of doing the job, it just doesn't have any crop sensors. But again, you can't do that. They're permanently mounted on this tractor. If I take them off this tractor, the only thing I can do is reinstall them, and it won't cost me anything to reinstall them. But if we buy an active system that mounts on the 3-point, then I don't want passive and active crop sensors on the tractor, because they will probably interfere with each other. Back in there. So 23,700. It's not as much as we had before we bought a field and put our bank balance in jeopardy, but it's sufficient to... Whoa! It's sufficient to... what happened? Oh, it's not me that's hitting the wooden stake, it's the trailer. There we go. Okay, let's jump back in again and try not to drive in the hedge. So yeah, it's... we can get... Yeah, the bank balance is safe enough for now. I want to try and hold on to the grass silage until winter, because it'll be worth around about 180 per 1,000 litres. So 7,500 litres per, that's a good amount of income. And we might even be able to buy another field before they get planted. I'm hoping that the environmental score for nitrogen and pH on the fields that we just bought are adequate for what we did. We don't have, as I said, control over the tillage score, so that is going to remain at 50%. Oh, I didn't check the 2 fields we planted either. Now, this is early morning day 2 of August. August 2. So I'm taken to call it not August 2nd because it's not a real month, it's a game month. So we have August 1, August 2 and August 3. But I will get this in here. We will spray everything down, I think, because I'm sure the bale collector is in less than pristine condition. Doesn't look like much in less than pristine condition. And then we'll give this a work over. I will say, I do like this tractor. It's a very useful tractor, or it has been. I guess I kind of would like to upgrade it at some point, but again, it's not worth much. Is that a door? Hard to tell because the screen's getting in the way. Huh. It looks like it might be a window. Who knows? Anyway, let's get this lot put away. Now I'm looking at that and saying I should probably put the mowers away. But then our grass field's going to be ready to cut in September. So do I want to put the mowers away or should I just leave them out in the rain and get clean? And I messed this up a little bit. This is a little bit easier to reverse because it's longer. So there's less messing around. Stuff that's very close to the tractor will very, very quickly get out of control. And the same with the sprayer. Although it is closer, it also has steering wheels on the sprayer, so they kind of get out of line very, very quickly when you're reversing in too tight spaces. So, sprayer's done. I was going to look at the grass field. We can do that easily by jumping in there. Okay, this is growth stage 2 of 3. Now, August, September, we could mow it in September and then November. There's 2 mows. Yeah, I'm guessing we're going to do, half cuts, not full cuts this year. But there is an opportunity to do 2 partial cuts and 2 full cuts and get the same amount of grass off the fields as doing 5 partials. A full cut is 50% more than a partial, but you have to wait an extra month. If you try and do full cuts, you will only get 3 cuts in a year, and so you end up with less because you get 4.5 effective cuts rather than 5. Again, something we talked about last week. So that tank is full of herbicide. Careful. And I should be able to get that nicely slotted in there without hitting any expensive metal things on fragile metal things. Or solid metal things on fragile metal thing, expensive fragile things. Anyway, that's done. Let us park that tractor up. Again, no contracts today because we did contracts on April 1. I will check. Boo. I will check the store sales. We already did that. Yeah, okay, fine. I will get out of the Land Rover and we can... What can we do? We can sleep until tomorrow. So, again, nothing to do today. Need to check on the cows, make sure they're not running short of stuff. And then what? There's a lot of money gone. So cows. Cows have 66,000. They'll have 50,000 tomorrow. 10 months. Where's the most valuable? That set. Those are at 23 months. They're halfway reproductions. We might start getting almost at 2,625. Is it tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow we should end up with 6 months. Okay, so next thing. Ooh, that's pretty. Don't need that. That's pretty. Now that, yeah, that's the sort of tractor I can have a Valtra or I can have the Massey Ferguson, but if we went 145 horsepower on this, that's 145. It's 56,000. 125 is what we've got on the Massey, so yeah, this could do 120 or 130. 5,000, 10,000. 10,000 is 48,000. This one, they have not given us a front loader attacher. This one has no extras at all. So kind of meh. You don't get an engine. You never get an engine upgrade. So you always get the base engine, which on this is 110. But sometimes they might give you wide wheels. They might give you wheel weights. We got the active design. What does... Oh, the Versu. The active design, I believe, is a stick shift. So a variable CVT. The Versu is... It has something going on in there. Control systems on the console change. So this is very, very manual. This one has buttons, so you can set, this button will raise and lower stuff. No front loader, no Azaria Pro, no GPS. The Massey we got had included the front loader attacher, so yay for that. And there's one of those. Okay, don't need to do anything else. We can move on to September. Boop. And that will reset our rules. We must sell our perishables sometime this month. We must sell. We can do more contracts now. And then we've got all of the other stuff that's going on in and around the farm, which probably... Oh, damn, we are down to 11,700. We are hemorrhaging 10,000 a month. Actually, you know what? We've been running for a while. We're probably paying for sorghum and wheat flour production, and we don't have any flour. We have +6 outside, 48. We are very close to reaching our 100,000 goal here for storage for the next year. So that's a good thing. Meanwhile, I do believe that we have 3 fields of soybeans ready to harvest. That is also ready to harvest. The other thing I wanted to check on field 57, and like I said, it's covered in rocks, big giant rocks that are going to wreck my my tractor, my harvester, the thing what sucks stuff off the field. Okay, so that's a good start. What else do I need to check? I want to check, what have I got? 16,000. Oh, I got 16,000 lime. Milk, still 2,625, so we haven't produced any more of that. Canola, best time to sell is November. That's coming up. 737, we're currently 600. So close to selling that. We're in September. We can now plant all of the cereals that we're interested in. So could hitch the seeder up and start planting cereals. Nobody come. Oh! Nearly got run over. Woo! Okay, we got canola planted somewhere around here. Oh, over there. So, as I said, this field is now okay. Oh, it's good lime. No, good lime is good lime. It's good enough. We do need a ton of nitrogen on this field. Plus, we need to kill weeds, which exactly what I was expecting. I'm going to run and get the Deutz, and we will set that up on the seeder. Before we do anything else, 164 hours on this thing. And I think I will see if we've got any. I think we've got diesel here. Yes. So we'll get that filled up. Maintenance 80%, that's fine. Okay. And no-till drill. The drill is at 93%, so that again is also fine. And I didn't park this as well as I thought I had. So shuffle this over here. We are going to have to make some money somewhere. Although, that said, we are now allowed to do more contracts. So, okay, that's a thing. I'm going to take this over here, because this end of the field sticks out a little bit further than the other end. Okay, and soybeans, sorghum, green leafy stuff, oilseed radish, grass, wheat, barley. Okay, We are going to stick barley in this field. And the reason we plant barley is because it has the biggest volume of production for the cereal crops. And so if you want to feed animals, barley is the best because you just end up with more of it. If you want to make whole crop silage, barley is the best because you end up with more of it. 56% loaded, barley is selected, everything is good, everything is awesome. Worker. And off the worker goes. So we have a field of barley. Hey, worker person. Try not to get messed up by all the stuff. We have to go and find a harvester. So 3 soy fields to harvest today. And once the soybean fields are harvested, we can start working on preparing them for the next year. The problem is we've got planting going on, so I don't have a spare big tractor. I can mulch. I can use the Massey Ferguson to mulch the soybeans, so that's not too bad of a situation that we're looking at there. But right now, this is a horrible mess. Hopefully I can make it in here, but I have fields that are just not fun to get into, and I'm stuck on a tree, so there we go. And there's a piece of wood there, so careful. Back up a little, don't squash the soybean crop. This is one of the gripes I have with this map. There is frequently no easy way to get a header this size on a harvester and into the fields you want to harvest. I think we might be reversing through the hedge. Don't look at anybody. What's... there. And we now have access to the header. Boink. That's about as far as I want to take that. Okay. Go forwards, go forwards. Now, what am I getting? Oh, I'm getting stuck on that post, aren't I? Because that's actually a thing, and there's a tree there as well, so this is passing shenanigans. We have made it, and let's open that up. And